See, a lot of people miss this, yeah? And if you miss this, your guitar beat is gonna sound weak. One of the most important things you need to know is, yo, Wagwan, hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you how to make a guitar trap beat from scratch in FL Studio 20. I'm gonna be making a whole beat, an entire beat from scratch, starting, well, in this video, I guess. So if you want to know how to make your own beats, this is going to be great for you. So stick through to the end because you're going to learn a lot in this video. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jay Carteret from jcarteret.com, teaching you how to be better at music, online business, and online marketing. This is the #1 spot for musicians and creatives that don't want to be starving artists. So if that sounds like you, click on that subscribe button, check out the rest of the content on the channel because you will love it here, guaranteed. Now, my question of the day is, what is your favorite tempo to make beats in? That's going to be very, very interesting. Today, we're going to be making a beat in 140 because I haven't made a beat in 140 for a little while. We could have gone to 135, even 160, but we're going to go to 140 today. And the way I start to make my beats is I start with FL keys. So that's what we're going to start with, but I'm also going to bring in, no, we'll bring in that plugin later because that is going to kind of hurt my CPU. So let's keep things cool. And also the first thing you need to do before even starting making your beat is use a good template. Now I'm using my guitar trap beat mixing template. The link is down below if you want to grab that. Just go to jcarteret.com/guitarfl. I believe that's the link. And this basically makes it so that everything's going to sound great. Now, I do have a completely free course that will teach you my 9-step method or 9-step formula to making trap beats easily. There'll also be a link down below for that, or go to jcarteret.com/free trap course. Definitely sign up for that while it's still available. So we're going to start with a chord progression, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Now, I recently made a video on how to make a guitar melody, so definitely check that out if you haven't done so already. But I'm not going to be using the exact method that I used in that. We're still going to be starting with chords, but I want to change things up a little bit because I've been using that method a lot and I kind of want to challenge myself. So we're gonna do something where we move some notes around and then we have a chord hit. I don't know exactly where we're gonna have it, but let's see what's going on. First of all, let's pick some root notes. I think I'm gonna start with G. We're gonna start with 1, and I kind of thought of just going 1 4 5, well, 1 5 4 5. So 1 2 3 4. 1 5 4 5. Very easy. And let's also bring this down an octave and let's hear this back. Honestly, doesn't sound very great. That sounds better, to be honest. So that's 1 6 4 5. I believe that's like a common chord progression that I use a lot, actually. Which is kind of what I want to stay away from. I don't want to do the same thing that I use all the time, but let's quickly start by building the chords so we can kind of hear what kind of vibe we're getting with this. And if you don't know how to build chords, watch my video on how to make chords. That'll help you out a lot. Alright, so let's bring this D down. Maybe I want that up. That sounds cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten this a little bit. And I'm going to play about, so I'll probably, you know, cut through this or speed it up or what have you and just move forward to when I've got the melody. But we're starting with the chords and then I'll explain what I did later on. So I'm going to keep recording, but I'm going to forward it, okay? Starting now. All right, so I've got my melody. Basically, what I did was I changed my chords. Now we're on 1-7-6-5, yeah. So I'm basically using most of the notes from the chords, but what I'm doing here, like I wanted to try something different, but it just didn't work out, man. I was trying, it didn't work out. Although I do have a few chord hits, which I generally haven't been doing lately. So this should provide some sort of difference from, you know, the past 10 beats that I made. But basically, what I'm trying to do is include more double hits of the same note. So instead of going all the way up and down the scale, just have some more of the same notes hitting here and there. So that's what we're doing over here. And here's what the melody sounds like. Yeah, I might have a maybe another F. Yeah, that kind of works. So I also transposed it to G sharp minor instead of G minor. Let's save this again. And the next step is to select all, press Alt and R, turn the velocity down, and Alt scroll down, get the velocities down even more. Listen back. Turn that up a little bit. That doesn't need to be that low. Sounds like a cool somber type melody, like a sad type of song can be flung on this. So now we've basically got that set up. I'll also save this as a MIDI so that I can add it to my MIDI kit that will be coming out soon. Cool. Now all we need to do is copy this to our guitar VST. Now the guitar VST I'm going to be using is Ample Guitar M. So let's load that up. So first I'm going to try this melody on guitar mode, which is over here. Basically means only the strings in the guitar can be played, so some of the notes might not hit. And then I'll probably change this to piano mode, and also I want to add stroke noise. So that should make my chords sound more realistic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this without my mixing, and then we're going to add my mixing, and you'll see how drastic the difference is. But let's listen back. That sounds like I don't even need piano mode. Let's see what piano mode does. That actually does improve it a lot. I feel like certain notes were just weaker without the piano mode, so let's have that on. Ample Guitar is great plugin for guitar melodies and whatnot. I will make a review on this soon. I've used it so much that I can make a review on it right about now. What I wanted to do was test out the Riffer and the chord bank type thing. I think it's called Strummer, but honestly I tried those out and I just don't feel like they're necessary for me personally, so I'm going to leave that out and just do my review on the plugin and doing MIDI. So let's listen back to this in my actual mixer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you see that F? I think it's F. Whatever it is, I need to take some of that out because it's too much. And I'm going to take out some of this note, just so I'm not having like a bunch of resonances in your ear, which can just make stuff sound terrible. So that sounds pretty good actually. Let's save once more. And now we add some more effects. So I'm adding I can't be bothered to bring my mixer over and do all that sort of stuff. Watch my how to mix your guitar melodies videos if you want to see all that. But I'm just going to add RC20 to the main guitar. That's what we start with. And we're going to use this preset. We're going to turn the noise down. We're going to turn the wobble up a little bit, turn the distort down a little bit. Oh, we got the update now, which kind of tells you what everything does. Interesting. Okay, we already scaled by magnitude. That's not really helping me out. But I guess, yeah, it's telling you what all this does. Great stuff. So let's just listen back to this. We'll have a little bit of space, a little bit of digital, less magnetic, and listen back. What is that that's fucking it up? It's a digital. Yeah, let's bring that. Oh. Turning everything low because I kind of like the sound that I've got already. I just want to add a little bit of ambient noise to it. So I don't want to do too much. Like I don't want to change the sound that we've got too much because it sounds pretty nice. So let's hit that save again. And now, in order to actually create this and turn this into audio, which I always do, we're going to pitch it up. So we pitch it up and we turn it into audio, and then we'll pitch it down and see what it sounds like. Maybe it will sound great. Maybe it will sound better than before. Maybe it won't. It usually does sound better than before. Ooh, that's a bit of a peak over there, isn't it? Like that peak is way too peaky. So we're gonna deal with that. It's these, we'll take that down. I think it's just the F. F is just such a powerful note for some reason. It's F sharp. And hopefully this does it. Still quite high, but what I'm going to do, you know what, let me add a little bit of compression, just a little tiny bit of compression. So I'm going to add this before the RC20, and let's bring up ozone. No, we don't need ozone, we do Neutron 3 compressor. So we're going to set this to acoustic guitar and listen back. So that is going way too high. So we want to bring this down here. And come here, bring this threshold down a bit as well. So that's actually not doing anything. So we need to turn this attack down. Man, it's perfect. Sometimes when you use compression, you'll get some artifacts and things won't sound as nice as you want them to, but luckily this time we use compression, everything sounds beautiful and everything is within the volume range that I want it to be in. If you need compression and that sort of stuff explained, I can do that in another video. Let me know in the comment section down below. So let's bring that over there. We'll bring the volume down a little bit. and listen back. Oh, we also need to turn off the compression and RC20. We don't want that happening twice, but EQs are fine. So let's listen back. And now we pitch it down. And we can add some volume. Okay, perfect. That's how I want shit to sound. That sounded very, very smooth, very, very buttery. Now, before we go ahead and use this, we need to add halftime to create our verse melody. So we pitched it right back up, and now we're gonna listen to what it sounds on halftime 1 bar. I'm gonna try some of these halftimes out and see what we get. That sounds pretty cool. Let's see what half bar sounds like. A little bit more, but 1 bar just always seems to work for me, so I'm probably gonna go with this. Let's listen one more time. Yeah, that's more than enough. So we're gonna now bounce this down and turn this into our verse melody and move this to track number 2, which is our main verse guitar. Now we start naming stuff. Very, very important to name things. If you don't name things, it's going to be hard to find things later down the road. Don't be lazy. I used to be super lazy with the naming stuff. Don't do that. Name stuff, okay? Now we can pitch this back down. Turn off halftime. And I'm going to get this down a little bit. Basically, the way I deal with this is I want the volume, let me show you, to basically hit no more than the guitar. So let's turn this down. So as you can see, this is on the guitar. And that's pretty much level, and we can save that, and now we can work on the rest of our melodies, which is going to be super simple because we already got our main melody. Once you got the main melody, you pretty much got all the other melodies. So here's our main melody. I also did have something, this is the thing that I started out with, and I was like, oh, this is whack. Let me play this back real quick. Sounds okay, but it's not what we needed. Not what we needed at all. So let's turn off ample guitar, and now it's time to get some other stuff in here. So I always go with my ARP, my pad, and then I might add a vocal chop. So let's start with the ARP. Go ratings, pick Astral Visions, the ARP I always use. And we're just gonna copy the melody over. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll turn this melody, like, because obviously we got a bunch of stuff going on here, I'll basically just put these all into chords so that everything's hitting at the same time. But recently I've just been flinging it in there, and it's been sounding pretty good and giving me some interesting tones. So we're just gonna play this back and hear what happens. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's pretty beautiful, actually. And I think we'll actually go for that higher vibe. So let's... So I might start here and just basically pitch it up. So here I'm going to add RC20, Now everything's already EQ'd because I'm using my template, link down below, remember, so I don't really have to worry about that. But adding stuff like RC20 and that sort of stuff I do pretty much every time. So let's add a bunch of space to it, bring the magnetic down a little bit. We'll leave the distort there and listen back. That sounds pretty cool. So obviously we're gonna have this way lower. I want this to like be a kind of background sound. So let's bounce this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch it up, normalize, crossfade, turn it down, put it back on track 3, turn off RC20, pitch it up, and let's listen back. I'll bring that volume down a little bit. Because it's so high, we don't really need the volume that high because the high pitchedness of it is already cutting through the mix. So let's bring that up there, and then let's move on to the pad. So we'll just add another omnisphere. Here we are. And now we want to go to pads and strings, ratings, and I basically always use area and wet flutes. No point changing the formula today. So let's copy this over, and with this I will change this into chords. So I'll show you exactly how that's done, and you'll know how to do it from now on. So all you need to do is basically just move everything over here. I will also add that. Is that a 7th? No, it's a completely note outside of the chord. So sometimes I'll get rid of that, and sometimes I'll leave little tones like this, but we're gonna have that, move that over. We're not gonna have that hit there because with this pad specifically it just won't sound buff if I let that occur. That actually might be the 7th, you know. Let me turn this to G sharp minor. No, that's just the chord. It's not even a 7th, that's just part of the chord. So let's have that and see what it sounds like. So we have to turn that off, bring the pattern back in. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Oh, this chord progression is nice. Chord progression, by the way, is 1765. You might want to try it out. It sounds beautiful. It's bringing tears to my eyes. You know when you hear something, you're like, wow, that's sounding really, really nice. I don't know if I can make a song on this because it's going to be too sad, and I can't bother to make super sad songs right about now. I can make mid sad, but super sad, too much for my emotions. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add a start edit because I've been wanting to use it more, and this is the perfect opportunity to do so. So in order to do that, we're going to add a MIDI out. Change this to port 1, and then we're going to add stutter edit to our chord pad channel. And unfortunately all the stutters that I did create aren't available anymore because for some reason they didn't save. I think maybe I didn't save it. Let's see if it was me that didn't save it. Yeah, it was me that didn't save it. It was my fault. So that happened. So we could either create a new one or just use one of the ones that we've already got. I'm just going to use one of the ones that I've already got. I'm going to go to a pattern 2 and actually create my MIDI out on this so that I can just always have it on. And I think we need to be on C1. So this is E1, that's C1. Okay, that's not working. So, oh yeah, I need to go to start edit and connect it to our MIDI out, which I have not done yet. So we go over here, import port 1. If you want to know how to set up start edit, watch my video on how to set up start edit too. It will show you all this sort of stuff. Okay, so this is hitting on C1. Where is our actual thing? It's saying it's C1, but this must be C2 then. No, even that's inactive. So I think it's actually C3, to be honest. C3PO. Yeah. I don't know why does it say C1 if it's C3? Don't lie. There's no need for that. So basically, we want to find some good start points. Let's also try out this. That sounds whack with this. So it's generally my start points are going to be mid through the bar. So I like this style. We're going to go with it. Now we do have, I'm going to actually make it a little bit shorter actually. Yeah. Now we do, you can hear some clicking and whatnot, but the thing is, when we turn this down, which this is going to be really, really low, you're not really going to hear it, so we don't really need to worry about that. I'm also going to add RC20 to this, but I'm just going to copy over the RC20 that I had in my first melody, so that is the guitar melody. So I'm going to use the exact same preset here. I've just copied that over. Let me actually add it before start edit. So let's bounce this. Actually, before we do that, I do like where it's at in the range. So let's bring it up an octave to bounce it down. Yeah. Bounce it down to audio. By the way, to bounce stuff down to audio, that's Control, Alt, and C. This looks like it hasn't worked out. Let's listen back. Okay, luckily it has. So let's bring this to the chorus pad channel. Turn down a little bit more. Crossfade that. So it sounds glitchy and whatnot, which is exactly what we want. We don't want this to sound perfect, because that's what it sounded like before. It was super smooth. Chord pad, and we've basically, you know, made it way less smooth and added the star. Oh, and we want to pitch it down. Nice. So now that blends in pretty nicely, and what I'm going to do is save it and bring this pattern, which I'm going to rename stutter, right under the chord pad. So anytime I move that chord pad, I'll move the stutter with it. And let's go back to pattern 1. Now what I usually do here is, we've got 3 melodies. I could add vocals. I don't really think I need to. Let me listen back to this melody a few more times. Nah, I don't think I need to add any vocal chops or anything like that. So we're going to keep it with these two melodies and keep it moving. Now we could turn these melodies into even more melodies by warping them and warping the audio and all that sort of stuff, but we're not going to do that today. It's not necessary. So next is the drums. So in order to start the drums, I'm going to open up XO, which is pretty much what I use every time I need to get drums cracking. It is a great plugin that saves me a lot of time. Instead of, you know, searching through a bunch of folders, I can just use XO and that just gets stuff cracking super easily. So let's add our pattern first of all, and yeah, we'll bring XO back up and we will go to search and filter. We'll turn these to none and we'll start picking some drum kits. I'll use Metro Boomin, another Metro Boomin, Wheezy, Pierre, and Future and Connor. So that's what we're doing today. So let's start with, oh, that's actually a nice sound. What sound is that? That sounds like a snare. I don't even know what, why is it not telling me what this is? It usually tells you exactly what this is called. Alright, let me just drag this into my snare over here. Barbecue snare. So we can use that as well. And then we want a rim. This is a perk that we'll probably use later. So to find a rim, I'm just going to type in rim. Yeah, this is going to perfect the sound that I've already got. So we're going to turn the rim down. Basically, we'll just want to blend these together to get a nice sound that basically covers the three spaces I want it to cover. I want it to cover low, mid, and high. So let's listen back. This is, why is this so low? Ah, because I've got none hitting over here. Do I want it like that? Let's just listen to this by itself. This already has reverb on it. That's why I'm getting all this sound. Alright, we're gonna need to pick a different snare for that. Or even a clap. Yeah, let's just grab this clap. Because I do not want reverb to already be on it, because that messes up the reverb that I'm adding to it. Do we have to normalize this or something? Why is it so low, man? It's also got a bit of a tink in there. I don't really want that. You know, let's just go back to where we was. Hood Dreams, there we go. And I'll find some similar ones. It's basically the exact same thing, just without the thing that I'm not liking. Oh, that sounds full as hell. Yeah, perfect mix there between these 3 different claps. So now we want a hi-hat, so let's get onto that. Yeah, let's try this. What's that beep? Sounds like someone's blinging off their bicycle. Give me a sec, I gotta close my window, man. That beep is annoying me. All right, so now let's hear what this hi-hat sounds like. Too much. No, I need it lower. Actually, let's see if we can just move this lower. Actually doesn't sound too bad. So what I'm going to do now is, do I usually start with the, yeah, I usually start with the 808s, to be honest. But let's actually deal with the hi-hat a little bit, because I've had something I wanted to try out. Alright, so that's going to be our hi-hat pattern. Very, very simple. Then we're going to select all, Alt R, velocity, Alt R, pan, changes to bipolar. Ah, did I make the velocity bipolar? Velocity is not supposed to be bipolar, but I guess if it does become bipolar, it's not really going to hurt you. But things like this, look at all these that, so you know what, let's actually undo all of that, yeah, because that is not what I wanted. Let's do the pan, that's perfectly fine. Alt R, and now velocity, turn off bipolar, very important, because what bipolar does is it makes it go either way. So if you got that on, then it's going to make certain things louder, and we definitely don't want that, because that's just going to basically mess up the whole vibe. So that's just a matter. Now I like doing really, really short hi-hat rolls like this. Let me just save this. Oh, this MIDI pack is gonna be wild, yeah. All of this, you see all these MIDIs? That's going to be in a MIDI pack. All these MIDIs. And it's going to be at a ridiculous price. That's too reasonable. Not even reasonable. It's going to be like, oh my god, why are you charging that price? You should be charging way more. It should be double that. And that's the hope. So next year, MIDI pack should be out. So we've got our hi-hats. And now let's go for our 808. So with the 808, I'm basically always using the same 808. And what I want to do with this is, let's first change this to half beat. And let's have it like, let's just start with 3s. We'll bring it up and we'll move this with, I don't even know what the bass notes are now. Oh yeah, it's 1, 7, 6, 5, right? That's super simple, actually. Is it 1, 7, 6, 5? Let me quickly check. 1, 7, 6. Yeah. So we're gonna bring this up an octave so we can hear everything. So I could have had it here. That sounds better there. So that's what we're going to do for our pattern. And the way I started it is the way you should basically start all your 808 patterns. 1, 2.2, 3.1, 4.2. Really, really simple. I teach you more about it in my free course, link down below. So go and check that out. This actually doesn't sound too depressing now. And I'm gonna add our bass to this, just to make sure that the bass is coming through. I'm not going to touch it too much, and it basically adds, it seems like it adds a little bit of distortion. It just brings it out at certain frequencies. So we're just going to let that ride, and now we're going to start adding, you know, snare and whatnot. That might work. Yeah, that sounds good there. That sticky ain't sounding the way I want it to. Let's try this. I don't know if it's this that I want though. Let's try this, but I'm gonna put it on a different hit, so if I still want that I can go back to that. Maybe if I actually, let's try this at a lower thing. Nah, doesn't sound what it needs to sound like. That pretty much sounds the same at every pitch. And now we're basically done with the drums, but we can always add an open hat. And let's try a different open hat. Yeah, why not? Nice. Now we've got all that set up. We can add a synth bass, which I usually forget to add, but this time we're remembering. Okay, so synth bass, which will be used for our pre-chorus, and then we're basically done. And this has taken me about an hour 10 minutes to get to here, so we should be done by an hour 20 minutes. I wish I could make beats faster but you know, especially when I'm talking and stuff, it just takes ages. That's why I don't do too many of these from scratch videos, because it just takes a long time, and then the editing's long as well, because it took a long time to film. I gotta edit an hour of footage down, so I usually just leave it out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the MIDI from the pad. We're going to send this to my synth bass channel in the mixer. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit as well, because it's probably way too loud. And we're gonna turn the 808 off, and we're gonna basically get rid of all the notes that are not the bass notes. So yeah, this is F chord. Doo-doo. There we go. And of course we want this down, maybe even down. Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds very, very nice. I think that's a good volume as well. And since I didn't add a kick, we're just gonna add one right now. You don't always need a kick. You can leave the kick, but I like to bring the kick in now and then. So I just pressed the wrong button. I pressed Control and K instead of Alt and K, which brings this all down to one place here. But with the kick, what I like to do is just, what button did I just press? What I like to do is just spice things up a little bit. So I could have a hit right after the clap, but make it a little bit lower. But that's not necessary. But let's not do it, because that didn't sound right. But I kind of want to boop boop. So we'll have this down there. I don't know why, but this kick just sounds wrong today. It's just not giving me the vibes that I need. Like this hit, it's just not giving me the vibes I need. I need it down there. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, it wasn't low enough, that's why. So we've got all the drums done. Now we can actually set this up. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to my drum kit that I've already created that has everything I need in there. And what I need from the drum kit right now is my transition effect. So we're going to bring my airy riser in, which I use for every single beat. Maybe I should try one of my other risers now. I've paid over way more than 100, maybe 150, maybe even, I don't know if it's 200 now, but I've made over 100 beats since I set a target to make over 100 beats. So maybe I should use a different riser, but it works. So if it works, like, why I don't need to fix it. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. So let's get these in, and we stretch everything out. Let me check the volume. Yep, below -9, so we are good. We are very, very good. This is perfect. So I want to move this verse over, move that over. We're gonna double this up. That's 8 bars, that's 16, that's the chorus. Then we're gonna bring that over and we'll start this with 8-bar prelude intro. And we want all of this to break down at the end. We're gonna airy riser before the chorus, and then we can deal with the verse shortly. We'll have 2 verse, 2 chorus, 2 verse. It's 8, 12, and another 2 verse for the breakdown. Where's my synth bass? Here. That'll be that. Break that down, and then an airy riser right there. I'll bring that down there as well, and now we can deal with the rest of this. So I'll get rid of the open hat. Don't want it in the verse. Let's get rid of that so it breaks down into this part, and then we'll just bring this over. We also want to take away the kick. We don't want that in the verse. And here we can add either a chord pad or a chord up. Not 100% sure which one I want to put there, but we're just going to listen through and see what's up. So let's listen back. This just doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good, so I'm gonna leave it out. What is this? Something's hitting that shouldn't be hitting. Is it this? Yeah, the bongo's not even in here, so let's get rid of the bongo. It's the rim and open hat, so yeah, so let's turn this down a little bit. Okay, so this Congo isn't working for me, so I need to find something else. So let's go to perks. That might work actually. So let's change that up. Maybe I'll just not have it at all. So what I could do is I could have that, or I could have the up here, or I could create another melody. But I just like pads. I think pads just add a lot of epicness to stuff, so I think that's better off here. And then we have one more chorus. And then outro. Bob's your uncle, we're done. Now, obviously I could add the tags and all that sort of stuff, but I don't think that's something you need to see. Now, I'll master it off camera because I don't think that's necessary, but I feel like I've given you more than enough information in this and shown you exactly how you can make your own beats from scratch, your own guitar trap beats, and this should help you out a lot. So let me know in the comment section if this helps you out. But remember, join my free course, link down below. Go to jcarterray.com/free trap course that will show you step by step in bite-sized videos exactly how to make a beat from scratch. Okay, so go check that out, go through the course. If this will probably gave you more than enough, but I'll go into a little bit more depth in that actual course, so definitely go and check that out, link down below. Also, don't forget my guitar trap FL Studio beat mixing template, link down below as well. And I know this video has helped you out a lot. Let me know how much it's helped you in the comment section, and make sure you like the video and all that sort of stuff, so I know that you're getting a lot of information, you're getting a lot of help out of this video, because the reason I don't make these videos is because they just take so long. So let me know that you're interested in that with a comment, with a like and whatnot, and let me know that you want more of these videos, and I might plan on making more of them. But this was like an hour and 23 minutes to record a video. Is not feasible enough for me to record this on a regular basis right about now, unless I get a lot of feedback saying that you love the video and whatnot. So let me know in the comment section, and in the next video you'll learn more about music, online business and online marketing. Peace out.